just want to thank God for an opportunity to come out and give our testimony. At this time, I want to call my wife up to read my testimony. No, no. No, you don't have to stand up here, honey. I saw you do that.
Put her where you want her.
Right here is good. Thank you. Do I really have to talk in the mic? Can you all hear me? Hear me? Okay. Because I'm more nervous than he is. Thank you. Oh, okay. One of the things that I first want to do is to give honor to God and all of the clerk, give honor to God and all of the clergy in the house, friends and visitors. It's kind of difficult to give somebody else's story. I've known this man since, oh gosh, since elementary school. And I'm going to try not to be too graphic. Well, you got to hold the button? Okay. I titled it Sheely's Talk because I have to make sure that I don't include myself. This is supposed to be about him and the Lord, not me per se. My life was in shambles. I was involved with gangs. This includes drugs and booze, lying, cheating, and jail, along with prison. But I had a praying mother and godmother who took the time to cover me. After years of being exploited by others, one day in my room, I asked God if he was going to save me. You see, I knew God. My parents were in church, and it was one of the things that was, if you didn't go to church, you couldn't stay in the house.
I want to thank my wife for that because, like she said, I was kind of nervous because I haven't spoke my testimony over some years, but I thank God for how He brought me out. I like when I was in the gangs and stuff. I thought that was the life. Living in a gang, living in the streets, you feel like that's the life. You feel like that's no other life. But you look around and say, God, there's got to be something better. And I kept going like, oh, it ain't nothing better. It ain't not gonna get better. It's gonna get worse. So my mother, before she passed, she told me, she said, son, you got God got you. I said, Mom, God don't want me. Mama, I'm a gang member. He don't want me. He probably looking at me like, I don't know. And I kept saying, Mom, what is God gonna do with me? What do he want with a person like me, Mom? I like guns, I like to shoot, I like to sell dope, I like to fight. So what is he gonna do with me? And she looked at me, she said, you can be a soldier for Christ. How can I be a soldier for Christ, Mom? When I'm out here fighting, When I'm out here doing everything that I big enough to do, going to prison, getting locked up. How can I be a soldier for Christ? So I went into the military and I played ball, I lifted weights, I just did me. And one day I told my godmother after my mom passed, I said, Mom, I'm gonna leave Columbus one day. All of them kept looking at me, no, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. You're gonna be right here. You're gonna still be on them blocks and everything. I said, no, I'm gonna leave one day. I couldn't believe it myself. The military called me and said, Sheely, we got a program, and we think that you will be a part of this program because you need to change your life. And I kept saying, well, y'all keep saying that, but it ain't happening. So what's going on? And I kept going. And I looked up, and I just kept crying. I said, Lord, one day, would you save a trouble-minded child like me? And I just kept doing what I wanted to do. I kept serving dope. I kept fighting. I kept getting in trouble. And the judge told me, he said, look, we're going to give you 12 years in the penitentiary. I said, so what? That ain't going to, that ain't going to hurt me. I'm tough. He said, oh, you tough, huh? Okay. He said, after that 12 years, we're going to send you to a 90 days program. And if you mess up, you're going to do all 12 years in the penitentiary. That's mean you're going to come back in front of me. And I'm going to add some more onto it. And I'm sitting there like, this judge is kidding. He telling me all this, and he letting me know what he's going to do. And I'm sitting in my head saying, I can do this on my head. I can do this. This don't scare me. And everybody just kept talking to me like, Sheely, you need to get it together. You really need to get it together. God got his hands on you. Why don't you let God use you? You spoke for God at the age of 16. You carried his word at the age of 16. You used to get into church and play church. You used to be a little minister. You used to call out God's name all day, every day. Now look at you. And I'm sitting there like, that was then. That was a child move. He said, look, God can use you as a child. I'm like, God can't use me. I'm trouble. I'm always in trouble. School, I was in trouble. I got in fights. I got in gun shootouts. I was like, man, that's the life. But come to find out, God had a better life for me than I had for myself. I told my godmother again, I said, look, I'm getting ready to leave Columbus. And when I leave Columbus, I'm not coming back. I said, I don't know what's going on, but I just can't sleep. And I believe at that time, God was working with me. And he kept just showing me things. And I kept going like, they keep saying being a soldier. I was a soldier in the Marines. Now they're talking about being a soldier for Christ. And I just kept going. And I called my mother. I said, Mom, you wanted me to go to that program. I'm here. And I went in my room and I told God, I said, look, you brought me here. What are you going to do with me? Are you going to save me? Are you going to fill me with the Holy Ghost? Am I going to be able to be a soldier for you? Because everybody kept telling me about being a soldier. So, Lord, can I be that soldier for you? And he made me that soldier. And I tell you, my life has been better than I ever thought it would be. Talking to parents each and every game and talking to family and friends is different. It's so different. And I thought me and my wife would never get married because I kept telling her when we was young we was gonna get married. She's gonna be my wife. And I was sitting in my house on Jefferson Avenue, and I'll never forget this. She called me, and it was a shocking. I said, "Can I pray for you?" And she said, "I never had no one that I went with to pray for me." And I said a prayer for my wife, and I asked her when she came to the hospital to see me, I said, "Will you marry me?" And she looked at me. I said, "No, I'm serious. Will you marry me? Will you be my wife?" And she said, "Yes." But at the time, it was a girl that was from the army that I was getting ready to put out because she didn't want to go to church no more. She didn't want to do nothing else but run. And my wife was like, "Is she there?" I said, "Yeah, she's here, but she's leaving tomorrow." She said, "What?" I said, "She's leaving tomorrow because I want to be in church. I want somebody in church. I don't want nobody running back and forth." And that morning, my wife thought I was playing, but I got up and I told that girl, "Get out. It's time for you to go. I don't want no girlfriend. I want a wife." And I got on my knees and I asked God, I said, "Lord, give me a wife. Give me someone that I can understand and they can understand me. Because, Lord, I know you got something for me to do. So I need someone in my corner." And He gave me my wife. You know, and I just want to thank Him for all my parents that gave me trust to coach their kids and to be with their kids on the field. And they give me a chance to sit down with them and talk with them. I just want to tell everybody, no matter what you're going through, when you give your heart to God, give Him all of you. Don't give Him half of you. Give Him the whole body. Just remember when Jesus was on that cross, He gave His whole self for us. Why can't we give our whole self for Christ? And I just want to say, I thank my sister for asking me to come and speak tonight. Yes, I'm nervous. I don't know what to say, but I know God will answer prayer. And if you open your mouth, God will speak. So I just want to say, God have a plan for all of us. We just got to be obedient. Thank y'all. God bless.
Let's worship together again.